welcome to Live with Joy. I'm going to give it a few moments, let everybody start to find that post, and then we'll go over what we're going to be doing today. I will repeat this in a moment, but anybody who is joining right now, you are going to need your mat and only your mat today. Everything else is going to be done with our own body, okay? So we'll give it just a few moments. Let's just discuss what we are going to be focusing on this week, which we introduced yesterday, which is going to be smooth transitions. I'm going to show you how to do nice smooth transitions from one exercise into another with whatever exercises we're doing per circuit. Today we have 2 exercises per circuit, so they are going to flow seamlessly from one exercise into another. So we're going to utilize the position that we're in, and we're going to just flow right into the next exercise with minimal to no transition time. So we have no transitions this entire week. We're just flowing from one exercise into another. So again, today we have only 2 exercises per circuit, so that's all you're gonna have to focus on, and you're gonna just flow between them for 4 sets, okay? 2 exercises, 4 sets, 30 seconds each. Okay, so I see some people are coming on. You're gonna only need to have your mat today. If you saw the title, it is core movement. So we are focusing on that core today with those nice smooth transitions that will flow from one to another. So again, when we talk about the core, and I know I have spoken about this before because we've had many different core workouts at this point, we're talking about the entire center. So we're not just talking about the abs, we're talking about the front, the sides, and the back. And we will make sure that we hit all of those angles today, 360 degrees around that core. We don't want to just focus on one part of that center. We want to focus on it all around so the entire core is strong to help to support that body. And by the way, this is our 100th workout. So we now have 100 workouts here on this page, which is amazing. I can't believe that we've gone through that many workouts already. So all of those workouts are accessible for you on this page anytime that you want, okay? We are up to 100, and we will continue to grow that workout library. So as I was saying, we're focusing on the core all around 360 degrees. You'll notice I have no shoes on. You don't have to have no shoes on. I just prefer, if we're going to be kind of staying grounded and working on that center, I just like to have my shoes off for these particular type of workouts, but you don't have to. You can have socks on. You can have socks and shoes on. Doesn't matter, whatever you feel comfortable with. I like to feel grounded when I'm doing this slower kind of work where I don't have to jump or move off of my feet, which we are going to be all on the floor today, and we're going to change our angles again to hit that core all the way around. Okay, so this work is going to be done on the ground today, and all that you need is to have a mat, okay? First thing we're going to do, we will start to warm it up on our feet, get that core ready, and then we'll take it down to that floor, okay? But we're not going to do anything that you have to move your feet too much, so you don't have to worry if you don't have shoes on, okay? We're really going to kind of just stay into our position, ground our feet into that ground, and just kind of warm up that core from within, okay? All right, so I'm going to get that music started. All right, I'm going to start with this feet about hip to shoulder width apart. We're going to pull that belly into engage, so we want to already think about that center. Feel those feet, heels all the way into those 5 toes, press down into that ground. And let's inhale up here, reach for that ceiling so that you're elongating up through that center. And then we're gonna fold down to get a nice little stretch from that spine. Hold there for a moment. And then roll that spine back up all the way to standing. Get those shoulders down and back in position. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward, and I want you pulling that belly in. Feel that spine open up right here as you reach towards the floor, and roll it back up. And then get those shoulders down, press them down. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Feel that stretch in that spine, opening up that vertebrae, and then roll yourself up. And we're gonna do that one more time. Get those shoulders down and back. Inhale up, lengthen from that center up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward, and hold right here. And then nice and easy, move your way back up. And get those shoulders down and back. Let's bring those feet together. If you're not comfortable with those feet together, just separate them a little bit. We're gonna inhale up here. We're going to clasp the hands, release the index finger, lift and reach for that ceiling, and then just take it side to side right here. Nice little stretch through those sides. You want to really get that center nice and warm. And then take it over to the left and hold right here. As you push that hip out, lift those arms up, elongate up through that center all the way up. And take it back to the center, lift and lengthen, and take it over to the other side. Hold, breathe through it, and then rise up center and release those hands down. Separate those feet once again right here. Bring those hands together in prayer, and we're gonna just release one of those hands and follow that hand to the back corner of that room. Pull it back in and take it over to the other side, and then back to that center, and over to the other side, and back to that center. Follow that hand behind you. 2 more times on each side. Good, really feeling that center twist. And as you come center, pulling that belly in. 1 more time on each side. And to the other side. And release those hands down. We're gonna start to make it down to that floor. And I'm gonna show you your first 2 moves. All right, 1 second. All right, just getting that clock set. Come on down to the ground. Make your way down here. We're going to lower down. Our first position is going to be here with lengthened out legs. We can flex those feet to pop those toes up. Fingertips going to be behind the ears. Chin is off that chest. We're going to lift those shoulders up, really engaging those upper abs, and we're going to press through that belly for those little pulses. Second exercise, we're going to come all the way down in between each one of the moves. We're going to lift our shoulders up and lift our leg up. Reach on the outside of those legs, lower all the way down so you get this neck and head rest, and then lift to the other side, alternating, okay? So you're going to rotate through those 2 moves seamlessly, starting with that nice little belly burn, extending those legs, keeping those shoulders lifted, and getting that little pulse to put fire into that belly, okay? So get yourself set with those fingertips behind the ears, legs are extended, shoulders are gonna lift up, but you're not tucking that chin in, you're keeping a little bit of space there, and go with those pulses right here. Start to get a little bit of fire in that belly right here. Don't let those elbows come in. Keep them out to the side right here, and just think about pressing right through those upper abs right here for 15 seconds. Breathe as you press. 10 seconds, and then we'll let that head come all the way down as we lift that leg. Last 3, 2, and 1. Now remember, we're going right into it. Head comes down, lift and reach, lower down, head comes to the ground in between each one, so you just get that little pause. If you need more of a pause there, you need to rest that head a little longer, you absolutely can. As you kick that straight leg up, hold right here, really feel those upper and lower abs at work to kick that leg up. So lift those shoulders up and breathe. Good, lower down, extend the legs, lift it up, and press. At any point, if you need to have a rest, because it's going to start to put a little pressure in that head and neck, just lower it down, take a rest, and pulse it back up for a few when you're ready. Take it down and rest, okay? So if you can't hold it up and pulse that entire time, that is quite okay. Take those rests whenever you need it. 10 more seconds. Make sure you're breathing. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down and lift that leg. Lower all the way down and let that head and that neck rest in between each lift on this one. If you need longer rest, when you come down, take longer rest. Try to pause and hold it right here. Really activate that center. Good, come on down, extend and lengthen those legs, lift that belly up, and back to those presses. And again, if you need, taking that rest in between a few presses, back up, getting those little pulses right here. Feel it all come from here, right here.
You can let your head rest in those fingertips, kind of push back into it, but really feel that activation come from that belly. And right here, all the way down, rest that head and neck in between each one. Coming on your last 10 seconds, and then you've got one more set to go right here. Good, lower down, make sure those legs are extended, lifted into that position where you feel that nice burn now in that belly. Good, head resting on those fingertips. You can even put a little bit of pressure of that head into the fingertips to help it rest, but really think about strong ab work right here. Three, two, lower down, and your last set, lifting and holding, getting that nice activation through those abs, lower and upper, working a little bit here together. Last 10 seconds. And take a little rest, get some water if you need. Gonna reset that clock and show you your next two moves. Okay, so from here, we're gonna work on our curl the toes under, child's pose position into our full plank. So we wanna move your work in the internal core here, pulling that belly in, okay? From here to here. And then from here, you're gonna pop it down, rest one hand on the forehead, extend the other one, and lift opposite arm, opposite leg with that belly down. That's gonna work through that lower part of that core that we wanna really activate as we lift those legs up, and we'll change that lead each time, okay? So first thing you wanna do here is get set in your child's pose position. This is where you're gonna start. If you can't come up to your toes, just move through it right here, okay? And you'll still activate that core to have that movement. Think about pulling that belly button up and towards the ceiling, okay? So sit back into that child's pose, get ready to come up into that full plank if you can, or just lifting up and staying on those knees in 3, 2, and go. We're gonna flow through those two right here. So you're either coming up here, or you're coming all the way up and lifting both of those knees off of the floor. Take that pause in that full plank as you engage that center. Squeeze those quads, those glutes, everything tight and strong. And think about pulling that belly internally and up towards that ceiling. Activate right there. All the way down, rest your right forehead on the right hand, lift the left arm and the right leg. Right here, up and off that ground, belly down on that floor. And now you're activating through that lower part of that back to lift that arm and leg up at the same time. Good, get that last one in, press it up into that down dog, lift it up into that plank, and then when we come to that exercise a second time, you'll be resting your forehead on your left hand to lift the right arm and left leg up. Good, pull that belly up with every little lift right here, engage that center. Find that strong core right here. And all the way down, forehead on that left hand, right arm, and left leg come up. Activate through that lower back right here. Keep it nice and strong as you lift. Think about that lower back activation. Good, bring it in, sit back on those heels, and come up into that full plank. Work on getting those planks nice and strong. You don't have to stay there because we're adding movement to this full plank. from child's pose into that full plank. Lower down, forehead resting onto that right hand, left leg, left arm rather, right leg lifting up. Using that core strength of the lower back to lift that arm and leg off of that floor. Good, pull those hands back, sit back into that child's pose. And again, lifting up and into that full plank. You guys stay right there. And then our final set is coming up. Good job, guys, hang in there. Work through, really engaging that center. Think about what we're working today, which is that core. So every time you pop up into that full plank, you want to really tighten up that belly, work it from the inside internally, flatten it out. You got 5 more seconds left right here. You want to make a nice strong core all the way around. Come on down. Rest that forehead on the left hand. Lift the right arm and the left leg. Good, finishing up that last one and resetting that clock. If you need, go ahead and get that water. Watch me for your next 2 moves. We are now going to have our feet flat and our knees bent. We're going to continue the same position we were in before with the fingertips behind those ears. We're going to lift those shoulders up, engaging those upper abs, and we're going for heel reaches right here, reaching with a little side crunch, pinky finger to the outside of that heel. Okay, then we're gonna lower that head down so you gotta get a rest here. We're gonna kick that leg up, lift our shoulder up to reach for the inside of the foot, kick the other leg up and lift. Each time we come down, all the way to that floor, get that little head and neck rest, and then go into that turn for those obliques. So we're working the side, we're working the obliques of that core right now. So get those feet flat, get those knees bent, get those fingertips behind the ears. Lift those shoulders up, activate those upper abs, and reach for those heels with that side crunch right here. So keep that activation in that center as you side crunch, trying to bring that pinky finger to the outside of that heel. 10 more seconds. Good, lower that head down, kick that leg up, reach for it by lifting the opposite shoulder off of that ground, reach for the inside of that foot, take that little activation hold as you lift, feel those obliques at work, extend and lengthen it up. Good, lower down, lift those shoulders up, activate those upper abs, and right here for that side crunch. And just like before, if you need to have that rest, go ahead and take it down. Come on up, get a few more in if you need to have that rest in between. 10 more seconds. Get that last one in center, drop it down, and now we kick that leg up, rotate, and reach for the inside of that foot. Good, get that nice extension through that leg, work a little flexibility through that leg as you extend and lengthen through that knee. Good, and we'll lift and hold, activate, and side crunch, set number 3. And again, if you're starting to feel a little pressure in that head or neck, take a rest, bring it up, Get a couple in, even if you just do one on each side, and then lift it up and go again. If you can manage to stay there, breathe through it. 5 more seconds. Good, lower down, kick and extend, lengthen and reach. Lifting that opposite shoulder up and off of that ground. If you needed to keep that head on the ground, you could also just extend and reach until you're ready to lift up again, so you can still have that movement, still have that flexibility, still engaging that core. And last and final set, lift and activate and reach. Almost there, take a rest if you need, and get a few in. 10 more seconds if you can manage it. Make sure breath is happening as you're moving. Lower it down, extend, lengthen, and reach. Last and final set, right here. Good, extend that leg up. Lift that opposite shoulder up, and reach for the inside of that foot. 10 more seconds. Nice and easy, make your way up, get some water if you need. And we're gonna reset that clock. Okay, so watch me. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple of variations of this. All right, we're gonna be on all fours, and from here, you're gonna pop up into your down dog. So look how my arms are extended, my heels are pressed, and then back to all fours. And it takes a lot of core control to do that right there. Now, if that is too much, you're gonna just focus on lifting the knees up and coming down. Okay, you don't have to pop up into that down dog. Now, if you wanna make this even harder, you're gonna stay with the knees covered the entire time, pop up into that down dog, hover the knees, so that core is gonna stay activated the entire time without bringing the knees down and resting. Then our second exercise is our bird dog right here. Extend that opposite arm and leg, place it down, extend that opposite arm and leg, place it down. If you have trouble with both, just do your legs or just do your arms. Okay, whatever works for you. You can do one set of just arms, one set of just legs as we alternate through those sets, okay? So first thing you want to do is pop up from all fours into that down dog. Or again, if you can't get into that down dog, you're just lifting those knees. If you want to just lift one knee at a time, you can do that as well. So lots of options, okay? Get set, 3, 2, and go. So from all fours, we want to pop up into that down dog, hover the knees if you can, or let the knees come down fully and rest in between each one. And you're going to get a nice stretch in the back of the legs. If you're coming up into that full down dog right here, you're going to get some arm strength all along with that core work. Good, we come down on the knees, utilize that position, smoothly transition right into our bird dog right here. Extend and lengthen, keep that chin off that chest, keep that neck in alignment with that spine, and really think about lengthening out. So you want to try to fully extend that arm and leg right here. The more control you can have through your core here, the more balanced you're going to be through this move. Good, get that last one in, and we're going back to popping up into that down dog, hovering the knees or coming all the way down, or just lifting the knees if you can't pop up into that down dog yet. A lot of core strength for this right here. Lower down on all fours, right into that bird dog. And extend and lengthen, opposite arm and leg extension right here. Good. Get yourself into all fours and pop up into that down dog. Hover the knees if you can make it a stronger move. Just lift the knees. If you can, pop up into that down dog. Rest onto the knees in between each one and then pop it up into down dog. If you can't, cover those knees as you move through this. You're gonna get some flexibility in those legs here today, even though we're working core. Remember, we got strength, we got flexibility happening all at the same time. Right here, bird dog, extend and lengthen. This is some flexibility moves right here, lengthening out those arms and legs as well. But I want you to think about what that core is doing, and it's pulling up to that ceiling. The more you engage that core here, the stronger you get that core, the more balanced you're gonna be, that you can hold it here and balance on that opposite hand and knee that's left on that floor. It all really stems from that center, finding that control, but then also strength through that arm, through that leg, right here. Pop it up into that down dog if you can. Hover your last and final set, right here both. Five more seconds. Good, lower it down, extend and lengthen for our final time right here. Now I know we're working without any breaks, but if you need a break, you feel free to take it, okay? If you can keep that constant movement, that's great, but if you have to take a break, that's okay too. You'll work your way up to trying to make it through with continuous movement. Doesn't mean that that has to be today, okay? Get some water if you need it. Watch me, we've got 2 more circuits left. And we're gonna take it right to our seated position now, okay? And you can be on your heels with your toes off of that ground. We're gonna take those arms out here, and you're gonna lower down to wherever you feel you can hold and pull yourself back up. Now, if you can lower down all the way until that lower back hits, not the shoulders, and pull up from there, that's the goal. But you don't have to. It could be a tiny little move right here, and that's all that you can manage, and that is okay, right? Then we're gonna bring those hands together, and we're gonna lower down a little bit, and we're gonna rotate and come on up. Lower down, rotate, and come on up. If you can't lower, you're just gonna rotate, okay? So those are your 2 moves, first straight down and up, and then adding that rotation for that second move, okay, flowing seamlessly one into the other. So let's get those hands up, thumbs up right here, and you're starting to just take it down wherever you can go, and then pulling back up. You gotta make sure wherever you go, you can still pull yourself back up in 2 and 1. So find that range. Okay, your range could be right here and that's it. Your range could be here and that's it, and you can't manage to come down any further and still pull yourself back up. If you can go so that lower back hits and pull up from there, that's gonna be the goal, but you don't have to be there right now, today, or ever. Just go where you can control that move down and up. So we're activating more of those abs here with that little kind of half roll down. Bring it up, bring those hands together. We're gonna lower a little bit and bring that pinky finger to that floor with that twist. Lower and bring that pinky finger to the floor and then rise back up. Now again, if you can't lower as you twist, then you are just twisting, sitting it up nice and tall. Okay, wherever you can go and add that twist in is fine. Good, bring it in center and just straight down, now half roll down and pull back up through those abs. And again, you're gonna go wherever you know you can successfully pull yourself back up with control and with proper form, okay? It's not gonna be like all this trying to get up, okay? If you have to do that, then that's not your range yet. You might find that your range is just right here, okay? You can also simply hold it if it's too much to move through it. Come on up, and again, you can be twisting through it or lowering down, getting that twist, and then pulling yourself back up. Try to get that pinky finger twisted and down towards that floor. if you are lowering down. And pulling back up. Good, come on up, separate those hands and lower down. And pull back up. And again, if you need those rests, take those rests. Take a little bit of a hug if you need, and then come back to it when you're ready, okay? We are moving with that continuous movement, but it's okay if you need to take any breaks. Good, finishing up that final one, bringing those hands together, lowering down if you can, and bringing it back up. And then we got one more set coming up. The core is super important in building a strong foundation of that body. So many things stem from that core. One more set right here. That focusing on getting a strong core is really important in balancing out the rest of that body. And again, when I talk about core, we talk about that center all the way around, not just the abs, which is why we are in multiple positions when we work that core, trying to really hit those muscles all the way around that center, not just in the front. A strong core is not just about abs. Right here, lower down. Last and final set. It's about the abs, top, bottom, and those obliques. It's about that twisting movement that you have. It is about the sides. It is about that lower back. It's about all of that being strong, so that that center can really work it at its best. Good. One more time, finish it up and relax. We got one more circuit to go. And we're gonna really dig into the lower abs here and the sides. Okay, so watch me. We're coming into our forearm position. Now you can stay on the knees here. Okay, my toes are on the floor. We're gonna rotate those hips. Okay, these are hip dips. We're rotating, trying to tap that hip from one side to the other. You wanna make it stronger? Yep, you can bring those knees up and do your hip dips from there. Now we're just gonna rotate into a little side movement and then go into that side plank. Now if you wanna take pressure off of that elbow, place the other hand on the floor, press into the ground. As you lift that hip up, that's gonna take pressure off of that shoulder. You wanna make it stronger, that hand is gonna be up here. And we will change that side plank lift with each one of those sets, okay? So you're gonna start on the forearms, knees down, okay? Or if you want those toes up, I'm gonna start with the knees down, and we're gonna rock those hips side to side. So I want you to think about what those abs are doing to rotate and pull. Once you get that hip down, you gotta use those abs to pull up, so keep those hips lifted. And again, you wanna make that movement stronger. Now you're gonna incorporate a little bit more ab strength right here with those knees up and off of that ground for those hip dips. Good, we're gonna take onto the left side first, bottom knee bent, top leg extended. Okay, you wanna make sure that that elbow is directly underneath the shoulder, not out here, you'll strain it, not in here, but directly underneath. And again, if you're feeling pressure in that shoulder, take that top hand, rotate that body into it a little bit, put some pressure into the floor with that hand. As you continue to lift that hip up, you'll still get that strength through that side, but you'll take some pressure off of that elbow, elbow and that shoulder. Good, rotate back to the center. You can keep those knees down, and we're back to rocking, okay? And then again, if you want to make it harder, go ahead and get those knees up. Good, look straight down, try not to have that chin tucking in. Always thinking about keeping that neck in alignment to where the spine is. Good, take your time, really think about this. And then you're gonna bring it onto your right side. Right here, lift that hip up. And again, if there's too much pressure on the elbow or the shoulder, take that hand that's on that hip, place it on the floor in front of you, and then lean into it a little bit. And that's going to take some pressure off of that other arm, so it doesn't have to take on all of that weight. 10 seconds. Good, finishing up that last one, rotating, keeping it on the knees if you need to. Right here, side to side. If you're starting to get tired with that movement, just keep it onto those knees, okay? If you want to make it harder, then you lift up and onto those toes. Knees right here, totally fine. I'm going to stay here for those last 2 sets and really think about just using those abs to dip that hip and lift it up and bring it over to the other side. Make sure you're not sinking too low when you're doing those hip dips. Onto that left side. Body bent, top leg extended, right into those side planks. And again, hand on the hip to make it harder, or if you need to take pressure off of this arm, lean into that hands a little bit, that opposite hand, push into that floor, and that's going to help take pressure off of that elbow and shoulder of that supporting arm right here, but you're still lifting that hip up and down. You need a break, take a break. We got just one more set of each, right into those hip dips. Once again, look straight down. We have a tendency to try to tuck that chin in. Even I do it as well, and I have to remind myself to take my chin off my chest. And again, if you want it harder, right here. And don't rush these. Really think about, you tap it, you gotta really lift through that core to take it up and over to the other side. And of course, knees down, same thing. And take it onto that left side and pop that hip up into that side plank. Hands on the floor if you need to take pressure off of that other arm that is supporting you. So hang in there. Good, pull that belly in. Think about that internal core. Working through the side right here. Good, let's take it onto our back. You're gonna extend and lengthen your arms and legs right here. Really reach in opposite directions and stay right there for a moment. Good, we're all done. Extend and lengthen, open up from that center. Good, now come from that lengthened position, hug in. Good, and just take a little side to side massage here. Good, and then we're gonna bring it all the way around and onto all fours right here. Take those hands underneath the shoulders, take those knees underneath the hips, get that neutral spine, tuck that pelvis in, and now chin to the chest, round up that back, opening up that vertebrae. Look up and hollow it out. 3 more times, tuck it in, round. Look up and hollow. 2 more times, round it. Look up and hollow, and 1 more time, tuck it in, and hollow, and come back to that neutral spine, curl those toes under. Let's walk those hands in towards the feet, allow the bottom to come up, elongating those legs and rolling ourselves up to standing, or come up another way that you feel more comfortable, coming to those feet, take those legs out wide as you roll those shoulders back and down. Good. Let's hold here. We're going to take our hands on the opposite side of that head and to the back a little bit and then push down. Just get a little stretch in that neck from any tension from those crunches. Come on up center. Take that head on the side and then to the back a little bit. Look down and just take a little press on that head. And come on up. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, and take those hands on the thighs, hinge forward with a nice flat back and hold. Roll it up halfway, stretch out that spine, and then take that flat back down, roll it all the way up, allowing that head to come up last. Once you come up, roll those shoulders back. Inhale up with both arms. Exhale down the left, lift and reach with the right. Really feel that stretch in that right side. And lower down, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower the right, lift and reach with the left. Feel that stretch in that left side right here. And lower down, let's take our last and final 2 breaths in. Exhale, One more time in. And exhale, and you guys are all done. Fantastic work getting that core work in. Once again, that is what helps to build that strong foundation where all of those other exercises are gonna stem from and be more efficient if you get that strong core all the way around. So awesome job today. Smooth transitions, no breaks, constant movement. Awesome job. Tomorrow, don't forget, it is a 9:30 start time. I will be on location at the JCC for anybody who would like to do it in person with me. We are gonna be working on upper body focus with those nice smooth transitions, okay? So just get ready to work that upper body work and have your dumbbells ready to go. It'll be all standing, no groundwork tomorrow, okay? So you don't have to have those mats, but definitely have those weights and dumbbells handy and ready to go. So awesome work today, guys. Thank you for joining me. Once again, we are on our 100th workout. So awesome job. You guys have stayed with me for a long time now, and we've got 100 workouts that are available to you. So you can save this one if you enjoyed it, share it, come back to this page, and you can get this one along with all the other 99 workouts that we have done up to this point. Until tomorrow, I will see you. Remember, 9:30 start time, and if you want to register for the class, go to the MIYJCC.org for the in-person class. You need to register, and then you can meet me at the JCC tomorrow morning for that class. Awesome work today, guys. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow, either virtually or in person. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.